Welcome to lecture on algebra and number theory. In this video, we shall discuss about groups, definition and properties. First, let us see sets and operation. What do you mean by a set? Set is just a collection of well-defined objects. Here, you may see that we have collected certain two-dimensional shapes. How will you represent a set? Its notation is we use capital letters and the collected objects are written between curly braces which are separated by commas. So A is equal to set of all two-dimensional shapes here, certain two-dimensional shapes. Let us see another example. B is equal to set of certain certificates of an individual like birth certificate, SSLC mark sheet, HSC mark sheet, nativity certificate. So these are all general examples. In mathematics, we have numbers. So we shall see what are all the notation that we use for representing numbers. Z denotes the set of all integers which contains the numbers 0, 1, 2, 3, etc. and the negative side numbers also -1, -2, -3, etc. That is, the set of all integers is denoted by the letter capital Z. Q represents the set of all rational numbers. So its form is m divided by n, where m and n are integers. N should not take the value 0. So here also the set contains countable number of elements. When you are considering countable number of elements, we write within this curly brace and separate the elements by comma. If it has certain properties, we use the symbol such that and write the property on the right side. Now let us see another example. R. R represent the set of all real numbers. Real numbers includes rational numbers as well as irrational numbers. Rational numbers can be written in this form m by n, that is one integer divided by another integer. It's a fraction. Irrational number are those which cannot be written in this fraction form. That is, irrational number has non-terminating, non-repeating decimal values. So those numbers together with the irrational numbers, we are including rational numbers to get the set real numbers. Real numbers is uncountable, so we use this symbol. It ranges between -infinity and +infinity. Next, a larger set C. C denotes the set of all complex numbers. Its notation is A plus IB, where A and B are real numbers and I denotes square root of -1. So these sets has elements in its own. So when we do some operation on these sets, we get some other element, either from this set itself or from another set. So let us see the basic operations which we perform on integers. Addition. So when you add two integers, the result will be an integer. This we call subtraction, but actually the hidden operation is addition. 2 minus 3 is nothing but 2 plus of -3. That is, you are adding 2 and minus 3. The result is minus 1. Anyway, when you are adding any two integer, the result is also an integer. Another operation which we perform in integers set is multiplication. When you multiply any two integers, you get integer only. 4 into 2, 8, minus 4 into 2, minus 8. All these numbers belong to the set Z. But what about division? Division is another form of multiplication where 4 divided by 2 is nothing but 4 into 1 by 2, where the second number has some reciprocal and that is multiplied with the first number. So 4 into 1 by 2 is only 4 divided by 2. So we get the result 2. Actually, when seeing these two elements, we see that these two belongs to integers. But 4 divided by 2, the result is 2. But here the operation being done is multiplication of fractions. 4 into 1 by 2. 1 by 2 belongs to the set Q. So in Q only you have the element 1 by 2. So multiplication is an operation which we perform on all these sets and the result will be in this set only. Not only these basic operations, we have so many operations on sets. Like when we are considering set of all functions from one set to another, then we can find composition of functions, which is an operation on functions. So f dot g of x is nothing but f of g of x. Similarly, you will have a matrix. Matrix is a collection of matrix is a set where you can have operations such as matrix addition, matrix multiplication. There also you are having so many different way to find out the operation. Now let us see integers modulo n. It is a new set where new operations are defined. Consider the set Z4. So this is a particular case. Z4 is collection of all set of remainders when an integer is divided by 4. So you divide any integer by 4, then the remainder or residue will be either 0, 1, 2 or 3. So you can find that when will you get the remainder 0 means when you are dividing a multiple of 4 by 4. So this one we read as class 0, class 1, class 2 and class 3. What does this class 0 represent? Class 0 is the set of all integers which are multiples of 4, which on dividing by 4 will yield a residue 0. That is, the remainder will be 0 when you divide any of this element by 4. So you can represent it as a set of all 4k plus 0 where k belongs to z. That is multiples of 4. Similarly, class 1 includes all the integers which when divided by 4 gives remainder 0. So when you divide 5 by 4, the remainder will be 1. And similarly, any element in this set when divided by 4 will give a remainder 1. So that is nothing but 4k plus 1. A set of all integers which gives the remainder 2 when divided by 4 is in this set class 2. Similarly, class 3 contains all the integers which when divided by 4 gives a remainder 3. You may see that the whole integer set is divided into 4 classes which are disjoint, and those union give the whole integer set. So now we have 4 elements in this set Z4. which means when dividing by 4, we only have these 4 elements as the remainder. Actually, here we can define addition modulo 4 and multiplication modulo 4. Here you are having 4 elements. We can add any 2 elements. Adding any 2 elements means here you are adding the elements of the set from one class to another class. For example, when you are adding 0 and 5, you will have 5 only. When you are adding 4 and 1, you will have 5. When you are adding 8 and 5, you will have 13. So, when class 0 is added with class 1, you will get the elements in the class 1. Similarly, when adding 1 and 2, class 1 elements is added to class 2, then you will have the elements corresponding to class 3. You may verify here. 5 plus 6 is 11. 5 belongs to class 1 and 6 belongs to class 2. And when you are adding, the result is in class 3. So you can compare this in the normal addition. Class 1 plus class 2 is given by class 1 plus 2. Here 1 plus 2 is normal addition in the integers. So class of 1 plus 2 is equal to class 3. This number 3 is less than 4, so you can write as it is. Suppose when you are adding class 1 with class 3, you will have class 1 plus 3. 1 plus 3 is 4. This 4 comes into the class 0. So in integers modulo 4, 4 is equivalent to 0. So this 0 can be obtained after dividing the result of this addition. In adding these two, you have some result, and that result you divide by 4, get the remainder and write it in this class. Similarly, we can define multiplication modulo 4. So suppose you are multiplying class 1 and class 2. The elements, corresponding elements are multiplied, that's it. So when you are multiplying class 1 and class 2, you will have 1 into 2, that is 2. You may verify here also. 6 into 1 is 6. 6 into 5 is 30. 30 also come in this class. As when you are dividing 30 by 4, we will have the remainder 2 only. So now suppose you are multiplying 3 and 2. Class 3 into class 2 is nothing but class 3 into 2, which is equal to class 6. 6 when divided by 4 gives the remainder 2. So class 6 is equivalent to class 2. So in this way you can define addition modulo 4 and multiplication modulo 4. Here in Z4 we are having 4 elements. So the 4 elements can be operated with each other. So how many operations can be done? Yes, 4 into 4, 16 operations for addition and 16 operations for multiplication. So that operation done or written in a Cayley table. Since the set is finite, we can do the operation in a Cayley table. Here the first row and the first column contains the elements of Z4. So we can include the square bracket or it may be ignored. When you are representing plus 4, which means addition modulo 4, then these numbers are not integers, they are classes, equivalent classes, or integer modulo addition is done. So when 0 is added to any element, the result will be the same element as we see in the addition. Similarly, when 1 is added to 0, result is 1. 1 added to 1 is 2. 1 added to 2 is 3. 1 added to 3 is 4. 4 is equivalent to 0 when considered under modulo 4. Similarly, you add 2 with all elements and 2 plus 3 is 5. 5 is equivalent to 1 under modulo 4. Okay. So 3 plus 0 is 3. 3 plus 1 is 4, again that is 0. 3 plus 2 is 5. 5 is equivalent to 1 under class 4, under modulo 4. 3 plus 2 is 5. 5 is equivalent to class 1 under modulo 4. Similarly, 3 plus 3 is 6. 6 is equivalent to 2 under modulo 4. So for addition modulo 4, you have found all the resulting elements. Similarly, for multiplication modulo 4 also, you can find all the multiplication between all the 4 elements of the set. 0 into any element gives 0, and 1 into any element gives that same element. 2 into any element, you multiply 2 by 0, 0, 2 into 1, 2, 2 into 2 is 4, 4 is equivalent to 0 under modulo 4. So similarly, you can get all these values. 3 into 3 is 9. So 9 is equivalent to 9 is equivalent to class 1 under modulo 4. Now we shall see the integers modulo n for any general n. By division algorithm, if m and n are any two positive integers, then m can be written as qn plus r, where this q and r can be obtained by dividing m by n. The quotient is represented here and the remainder is represented by r. So remainder always lies from 0 and will be less than n. So using this, we will define addition modulo n and multiplication modulo n in the set integers modulo n, set n. So for any integer n greater than 1, let Zn is equal to set of all numbers from 0 to n minus 1. That is as the class 0, class 1, class 2, etc. class n minus 1. Then addition modulo n is given by a plus n b is equal to a plus b if a plus b is less than n. Here the elements a and b belong to the set Zn. If when added the number is less than n, you keep it as it is. Otherwise, you divide a plus b by n and get the remainder r and you use that value. So a plus b is a plus b, simply a plus b if it is less than n. If it is greater than n, you find the residue or remainder of this value a plus b when divided by n. Similarly, multiplication modulo n is given by a dot b is equal to ab if ab is less than n, and if ab is greater than n, we take the value r, where r is the remainder when a plus ab is divided by n. Now we shall see certain properties of operations on set. So in the integers, when two integers are added, the result is also an integer. This property is called closure under addition. When you are adding three elements, three integers in the same order, and you associate the first two elements and add, and the result is added to the third element. Similarly, you add last two elements and first element is added to the result of these last two elements. You see that these two are equal. So this property is called associativity. In addition, you may find that 0 does not have any effect when added to any element. Means it does not change the value of any element. 0 plus any integer is equal to any integer plus 0 is equal to that particular integer itself. So this element which has this property is called the identity element. So 0 is the identity element for addition. Similarly, you may note that there exists some other integer which when added to a particular integer gives 0. For example, when -1 is added to 1, you get 0. So -1 is inverse of 1 under this operation addition. Generally we can say minus a is the additive inverse of a. So these are all certain properties which we can. These are all certain properties which we see in integers under addition. We may note that 1 is the multiplicative identity. That is, when 1 is multiplied with any integer, you get that same integer. But you can't find an integer which when multiplied with an integer will give 1. As we already have seen, 1 by 2 is inverse of multiplicative inverse of 2. But 1 by 2 is not an integer. So these properties of operation on set gives rise to a new definition, group. So let us see the definition for a group. We consider a non-empty set G and a binary operation dot. So binary operation means it combines any two elements to form another element. That new element is denoted by A dot B or simply AB. Then G comma dot is a group if it satisfies the following axiom. First one, closure. That is, you take any two element in G and operate this operation dot on A and B. That resultant element must belong to this set G. It is called closure property. So when A and B are in G, A dot B must be in G. Next, associativity. You consider three elements A, B, C in G and it should follow A dot B dot C must be equal to A dot B dot C. And next one is the existence of identity element. So there must exist an element E in G such that for every element A in G, the equation E dot A is equal to A dot E is equal to A holds. That is, when E is operated on every element, any element of the set, the value should not change. This E is called the identity element. Similarly, the inverse element. For each A in G, there must exist another element B in G such that A dot B is equal to B dot A is equal to E. Generally, we represent B by A inverse, that is the inverse by A raised to the power -1, that is A inverse of A. When we multiply inverse with that particular element, the result should be the identity element. When a set G together with the operation dot satisfy all the four properties, then we call that G comma dot is a group. So it has seen four properties. Now this one is the fifth property, commutative property. It need not hold all the time. For example, when matrices are multiplied, AB is not equal to BA. That is, when we change the order of operation, A dot B and or B dot A. So these should be equal. This one we call it as commutative property. When A dot B is equal to B dot A for all elements in A, for all elements A comma B in G, then the group G comma dot is said to be abelian group or commutative group. Next we should see some examples. As already discussed, Z, Q or C. All these sets are abelian groups under addition. We may verify all the four properties hold in this set under the operation addition. Under operation multiplication, normal multiplication, we have already seen that Z do not have the inverse, multiplicative inverse. So you consider rational numbers, real numbers or complex numbers. Anyway, in these sets, 0 has no multiplicative inverse. So you exclude 0 and write the remaining set as Q star. So Q star, R star and C star are sets in which 0 is eliminated. So we see that under multiplication, these sets forms a abelian groups. In these examples, you see that the number of elements or in this sets is infinite. But suppose we are having finite number of elements in a group. We may have finite number of elements in a group. Like in the integer modulo n we discussed, we see that the modulus of Zn is equal to n. So the number of elements in a group is called order of the group. It is denoted by modulus of G. Modulus of Zn is equal to n. For finite group examples, let G is equal to set of all fourth roots of unity. So these four numbers 1, I, minus I, all raised to the power 4 will give 1. Not only these, we can consider set of square root of unity, that is 1 and minus 1 alone. Then also these G comma dot will be a abelian group. You can verify all the four properties. Since the set is finite, you can find the Cayley table and you will find that all the four properties of four conditions for a group are satisfied. Zn comma plus, that is integers modulo n. This plus represent addition modulo n. So this is a abelian group of order n. And Zp star, we may note that Zn star is not a abelian group. It's not a group at all. It will become group only when the suffix p is a prime number. So Zp star comma dot is also an abelian group of order p minus 1. Say for example, when n is equal to 6, I have plotted the Cayley's table here. You may calculate these values and verify. From this table we see 0 is the identity element. So 0 when operated on any element gives that same element. So 0 is the identity element. For each of these elements you can find the inverse by marking the identity element in this table. So here you are having 0. So inverse of 0 is 0 under addition modulo 6. Under addition modulo 6, inverse of 1 should be found. So inverse of 1 is 5. Inverse of 2. Correspondingly, you see where is the identity element and you can check that 4 is the inverse of 2 under addition modulo 6. Similarly, inverse of 3 is 3 under addition modulo 6. Inverse of 4 is 2 and inverse of 5 is 1. So each and every element have the inverse under addition. So it satisfies all the 4 properties, so it is a group. Similarly, for Z7 star, the elements of Z7 are 0, 1, 2, 3, etc. up to 6. Since you have mentioned star, you leave the element 0. And here you find the value by multiplying these two and get the remainder when divided by 7. Here you get the remainder when dividing by 6. So here for example I take 4 and 3. 4 into 3. So 4 into 3 is 12. 12 is equivalent to 5 under modulo 7. So similarly you can fill all the columns. So 4 into 4, 16. 16 is equivalent to 2 under modulo 7. So after filling all these values, you will find that these numbers lie in this set only. That is, it is closed under multiplication modulo and also associativity holds for multiplication. And to find the identity element, you just see in which row these elements are repeated or duplicated. So in first row you see that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is same as that. So 1 is the identity element. After you have found the identity element, it is easy for you to find the inverse of each element. So correspondingly you find a 1 here. Inverse of 1 is 1. Inverse of 2 is 4. And inverse of 3 is 5. This is multiplicative inverse. Inverse of 4 is 2. Inverse of 5 is 3. Inverse of 6 is 6. So now you may see that when you mark the diagonal elements, so you are having equal number of elements, so you will have a square like thing. So when you mark the diagonal elements and see the upper values of the table will be equal to the lower values of the table. Corresponding values will be equal. So you can see from the table itself that the commutative law holds. 3 into 1 is 3 or 3 into 2 is 6. So also 2 into 3 is 6. So these two values are equal. So you can say that the commutative law also hold in this set. So Zn comma plus and so Zn comma plus and Zp star comma dot or abelian groups of order n and p minus 1 respectively.